Explosive! That's what 100 landmines does to a couple hundred zombies. Boom! Welcome, Survivor. As I'm sure you've already figured out, we're going to be covering mines today, and landmines more specifically. Something that I think is fairly underutilized even for myself when I'm playing survival, and I thought, let me explore them and share what I find with all of you. We're going to go through the skills and perks, the unlocks, how to craft them, and what are all these different landmines, because there's actually a few different kinds. What do they do? Because it's not really easy to tell. And of course, we will be testing them out at the end against a bunch of zombies to see, well, not just like we just saw with all of them blowing up, but to see how much damage they really do and what range do they have. So sit back and enjoy. Of course, do make sure you subscribe and hit that like button and that notification bell. Follow me on Twitter and join my Discord. But let's get into it. So, crafting. We have... Let's do mine. We have a bunch of different mines, including some mineral water. Sorry, okay, let's we'll talk about. We have the tin landmine, air filter, cooking pot, hubcap, and the pressure plate mine, and they're all under yes science. So let's go have a look at the perk. Now we have on the first level, we can craft the actually just the gunpowder, none of the mines. But as we get to the second one, we can get cooking pot and pressure plate mines. For the third one, we have the hubcap mines. Fourth one gives us the air filter mines, and the fifth one actually has no mine at all because we've already covered all of them. So up to number 4, personally, I think I would only really worry about number 2 unless you really need to go higher. Unlike a lot of crafting, you can't actually unlock these through finding a book. If you look here, unlock, it's only through yes science. There is no book for these ones. So that's why it comes down to what level you have. But if you get at least number 2, you can at least craft the cooking pot and the pressure plate mine. And that probably will last you a fair while. Of course, crafting is, as with a lot of these things, let's do mine, something you do in the workbench. And of course, all these are still locked because I didn't unlock it yet. But let's have a look here. We have the tin mine, which requires some iron, gunpowder, candy tin can, etc. Nails. We have the cooking pot. Of course, it requires a cooking pot, a little bit more gunpowder. We go to the pressure plate mine, more gunpowder, but duct tape. You see the difference being this one requires gunpowder and basically iron. Cooking pot is iron, nails is iron. The tin landmine requires the candy tin, which of course, candy tin, you can craft yourself, which is just iron. But the problem once we start hitting the pressure plate mine is we need duct tape, 1 per each. So if you're going to mass produce them, you need a lot of duct tape. As we go down to the air filter landmine, you need an air filter and a spring. A little bit harder. Air filter, we can craft ourselves with iron, so that's not an issue. But spring, you can't actually craft. I think you could before, but no longer. Once we get to the hubcap landmine, you need a hubcap and a spring. Of course, gunpowder, but we always need that one. Hubcap, we can actually craft ourselves, but you still need the spring. So it really depends on what you want to do. And I am assuming that they are increasingly effective against the zombies, because otherwise, what's the point of having all these different kinds? But how do we know? So let's have a look at, let's start with the tin landmine. It says, trick or treat, right, 4 hit points, 5 mass, and nothing else, no damage. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Air filter, yeah, it doesn't say anything either. This one, nope. What about the pressure plate? No. What about the hub? No. None of them actually tell you how much damage they deal, which is, I think, a big omission, because it makes it really difficult to evaluate. Why would you be using this one versus this one if you can't tell the difference? Fortunately, that's why we go to the XML, and this is something I'm going to be showing all of you, and this is taken from the config file of the game. So first, let's start talking about the candy tin mine. And let's look here at the XML. It has a bunch of things that we don't really care about. Some of the ones that we really do care about is, for instance, trigger delay, half a second after it gets stepped on. Okay. It has a block damage of 10. This is something that is important. It also has a radius of blocks. I believe this is how far it damages blocks. So 2 blocks away, it will do some damage. Radius against entities is 4, so it's fairly far range. Now, what you want to look here as well, let's get to the entity damage in just a moment. This one has a 10 of block damage, but it's got a damage bonus against stone at 0.1, which means that effectively it does 1 damage against stone. Same with metal. It has 0 against wood and water and earth, which means I believe that it does 0 damage to any of these ones, which is good to know. But coming back to the entity damage, and this is the damage that players or zombies will take, which is 276, and it says damage for entities in the center of the explosion. Of course, it has a full range as well, or radius. So 276, okay, that's not too bad actually. And at the bottom here it says can pick up is false, and that's yes and no. We'll get to that in a little bit. So, and it's in mine. And the next one is obviously going to be the cooking pot mine. And here we have it. It does extend the candy tin mine, so a lot of the properties are not set specifically here. A stack number, that's how many you actually can carry in a stack, which obviously is 25. And let's see here. Explosion radius blocks also 2, but radius entities for the explosion is only 3. So it doesn't damage as far as the candy tin mine. Block damage is the same, entity damage is slightly higher. Interesting. Now it also says can pick up true parameter to cooking pot. Does that mean that I can actually pick it up? Good question. Oh, I can. Interesting. So you can pick this one up. So that's actually fairly useful. You place it incorrectly, just pick it up. Okay, not bad. We then come to the pressure plate mine. Actually, this was one of my favorites before. And let's see here. It says scrap iron plate mine because I believe this was the old name of it. It has been renamed to the pressure plate mine. And let's see here. Let's go through the values here. Stack number 25, max damage 4. It's fine. Trigger delay is the same. Let's go down even further. Block damage 10, 276, so it's pretty much identical to the candy tin mine. Same thing with the damage bonus, all is exactly the same. Can pick up false, which means that if you put it down, well, you won't be able to pick it up. Can I destroy it? Oh, okay, you can. Okay, that would be painful if I wasn't cheating in God mode. Okay, so pressure plate mine, you can't actually pick up. Next one up, air filter mine. This is actually pretty small and neat. Well, let's look at this one. It extends the candy tin mine as well. And whoa! As we look down, we'll see this one is actually fairly good. Radius blocks is 4. And that's again damage against blocks. But radius entities is 5. That's 1 further than the candy tin mine and 2 further than the pressure plate mine. But looking at the entity damage is 690. Whoa, that's massive. This one is really, really powerful. I mean, compared to the other one, which we're doing 276 or 300, this one is really good. And unfortunately, you can't pick this one up either. And I'm glad I'm in the... Oop. I think I took out my torches here. Let me get a new one. And finally, the hubcap mine. Actually, this one looks biggest one. I'm not sure whether it's going to be the most powerful one. We'll see. But we have here the hubcap mine, the XML, and as we scan through this one, we'll see radius blocks again, how much damage, well, how far it damages blocks. Entities is fairly good actually at 5 radius. And as we go down to entity damage is 450. So it's not as good as the air filter mine, but it is better than the other one. So I don't think you can actually pick this one up again either. So nope, no pickup for this one. So let's blow everything up. And yeah, it does take out all these torches on my wall. Come on. So yeah, don't do this test in your base. You should probably do this outside. Well, rather I should be doing this outside of my base. Okay, I have a little bit of a setup here where I have obviously a small little I'm not going to call it a bunker, but a protective area here. Obviously, if you're working with explosives, you need that. I also have a weird contraption here where I can put a zombie, step here, it will open, he'll fall down, just so we can actually arrange for some proper testing of damage against the various zombies. So we have here two types of zombies. We have the white, which has 1,000, and we have the fat cop radiated, which has 902. But let's try to place down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place down a couple here in the different directions, and then I'm going to drop down a zombie, and we'll see how much damage does it take depending on which mine it is. So let me get that set up, and it'll be something like this. Let's see here for the first one. Let's get who should we get there? Now let's get the white radiated. Okay, he's standing there right on the one distance. We have then, let's get another one. We can get the cop. Let's get the cop in here, radiated one. Standing on top of my head doesn't really help me. See if we can avoid him standing on my head. Nope, they like to stand on me. Okay, let's do this then. Come on, don't do that. Okay, he's there. Still has the correct amount of health points. And something else here. Let's do another radiated cop here. We can actually get him in the right. Okay, right. More or less. So he's number 1 distance, he's 2, he's 3, and let's get something on 4 as well. The white one is at 4, and let's see, we need on a 5. Let's put him here. Now that's going to be slightly diagonal, so we'll see how that goes, but at least we'll get some basic test results. Right. So you see here, depending on the distance, we'll see how much damage it is. Now these are all radiated because I'm a bit concerned that they'll die otherwise, and it does mean that they will start healing as well. So we'll have to be quick to read the results here. So let's get up radiated white here as well. Yep, perfect. And of course, we're going to start off with the tin can mine. So it's going to be like that. Perfect. Right. Let's get started here. So these ones have thousands. This one has 900, and this one has 1,000. So let's see if this will work. Otherwise, it would be embarrassing. Oh yeah. Okay, so he took no damage. He took 300 damage. No damage. It's a bit difficult to tell, actually. I might have to redo this. Okay, let's redo this because this one only has a 3 radius. So we're gonna just stop at this one. I'm gonna put this one down here. These ones are not radiated because they do have 532, which means that they probably should be surviving, and which means we don't have to worry about, well, being very quick at reading the results. And bam. Okay, so the one who landed on the plate, he took about 250 or something. All right. The one that was behind, he only took 90. So at 3 distance, he took 90. We have the one that was 1 distance. He took 200. Exactly 200, actually. And the one was 2 distance took 150. Okay, so what can we tell? 250 for being stepping on. Down to 200. Down to 150. And down to, well, 90. So it seems to go down by about 50 per each. Interesting. And that's for the tin can mine. So it's not going to kill the whites, but it'll probably kill pretty much anything else. I realized something as well. You see, I have a cooking pot mine, and I place it down. Perfect. And then I pick it up, and actually, I don't get another cooking pot mine. I get a normal cooking pot. I think they did something wrong here. I think either you should not be able to pick it up, or you should get a cooking pot mine where you pick it up. I mean, you can't just get a cooking pot, right? Right? All right, we come back to the cooking pot mine here, which does 300 damage in the explosion. And let's put it down. We'll see what happens here with this one. So I put one on the 4th one as well. I don't think he's going to be damaged, but let's try it out. Let's drop him down. Bam. Okay, let's get the results here. This one took no damage. Let's remove him. Thank you for playing. The one that landed on it took actually slightly more, but 270 almost. Okay, 270 we landed on it. We are 1 away. It did about slightly more than 200, so not really that much more. 210. This one did about 153, 120, a little bit less, because he was 2 weight. Thank you very much. Which means actually at 2 steps, it will not necessarily kill a lot of the zombies, because this is almost 200 damage. The one that is 3 away, whoa, it took only 30 damage. Okay. Maybe because this one covered a little bit, but it does mean that, yeah, 1 or 2 steps away. Yes, otherwise, not necessarily. Thank you guys for playing. We're going to reset here. Next test is going to be the pressure plate mine, or the scrap iron plate mine, or whatever you want to call it, which has a damage potential of 300. So we'll see what happens with this one. Let's open up. Let's have him fall down, and boom. Right. Let's check and see where we are. This one did 150, slightly less. This one did, actually, why did that one only do, 250. Oh, sorry, I can't even count here. And this one did 180, around 180, so that's fairly all right. That kills most of the zombies. Now, this one, unfortunately, at these less than 120 damage, it's not necessarily going to kill a lot of the zombies. And this one, only 30, so it seems to be going down a fair bit with the damage. Three away, it's not going to do a lot of damage, but on it or right around it, it seems to be fairly good. All right, let's clean up a little bit here. Clean up in aisle 4. Okay, the next one is the hubcap mine, which has a radius of 5, so I've put in this one on 4 and this one on 5 as well. This one might be slightly covered by the zombie here. All right, let me put that down. Oh, I forgot up there. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen there. So if it does a damage, then I might have to redo it again just to make sure that we can check to see how it is on fire distance. It is supposed to be around 450 damage. So let's see. They should all survive. Hopefully. Let's step it up. Let's drop him down. And bam. Well, okay. So the one on the back really bounced really far. Okay. So the one that landed on, he took around 420 damage, 425, not the full 450, but fairly good. Let's see, this one, which was one distance, he actually took a great amount of damage there. 350 damage, not bad. He's the one that was 1 away. He flew really far as well, much further than this one. This guy who was 2 away, oh, that's not bad. Almost 300, 290 damage. That's really, really good, actually. All right, then we have the one who was, actually, let's take the one in 3. 3 distance, he took almost 200 damage. Actually, that's really good, actually, for being 3 distance. Okay, so up to 3 is really good. The one who was 4 took about 90 damage, and the one who was 5 took 25. I wonder, let's redo this one. Oh, loot. We don't care about that. Let's do this one with just a 4 and 5, just to make sure that we are not sort of blocking it because of he's on there. Let's get this one here because being blocked by other zombies. So let's get him here. Let's get this one up as well, and let's redo this one. Oh wait, please, please, please. Because if they do block, I believe explosions now will block it, the damage, so we want to make sure that that's not happening. 500, fall down, thank you. Okay, so he landed on it, and he can't even see what is. Right, let's see if I can. Okay, so he landed on, and yeah, about 400 plus damage. This one was 4 away, and it took, yeah, about 100 damage. He was 5 and it took about 30. Yeah, so 3 definitely good. 4 that's all right. 100 is not too bad. But once it gets to 5, 30 damage or 35, it's not going to be really very interesting. Not enough. All right, we now have the air filter landmine. And this one, because of its intense damage, we'll see what can I do with this one to test out. He's got 532. He might actually die from that, but let's see. Let's use them again. We might have to do a couple of independent tests. So he's 2 away. Let's do 1, 2, 3 here on the purple. And let's do 4 on the yellow. And let's... Oh, I said 4 on the yellow. Come on. Are you guys colorblind? Oh, come on. Colorblind. What can I say? There you have it. Whites are colorblind. Okay, so he's... yeah, good enough. And then we'll do one here. White feral. That is at 5. So... I'm going to do this one radiated simply because he's going to die otherwise, and then we can't really tell. So he has got about 1,000 hit points, 1,010. We're going to very quickly, when he drops down, have a look at his, well, remaining hit points. I'm down here. And, right. We might want to put down the mine as well. Okay, let's pretend that didn't happen. It didn't happen. You guys didn't see that. Oh, no. Oh. Shoot him in the crotch. I know that's kind of rude, but what can I say? Okay. Let's step it up. Let's drop him down and bam. So he's going to be 1,000. And let's see here. He is at 470. So he took 500 plus damage. And, right. Can't actually tell what happened to the rest. I think this is the one in the front who was 4. He took 90 damage. He's the guy in the... Actually, I have no idea what happened here. We're gonna have to check that again. We don't care about him. We don't care about... We're gonna have to redo this individual because I can't even tell. There's so much damage and there's so much flying around. So we're going to do one here, white feral, and we're gonna do one here. Right. And then we're going to do rated up top, and we're going to have to do a couple of independent tests here. All right, let's open it up. Drop him down. Bam. Okay. So he's again, yep, about 520. Oh, this one died. Wow. So it definitely does more than 530 damage. Let's say 550 damage or something if it's right next to it, because even 2 away, it's doing 400 and odd damage, which is really, really good. So this one is really awesome. Of course, he's going to be healing up a bit. Let's have a look at the when it's 3 away and 4 away and 5 away. So 3 away, 1, 2, 3, 4 away. Do another one here. And at the back here, let's make sure we are aligning it a little bit. I've now set up with 3, 4, and 5 distance. Of course, this one that is going to be in the middle. We don't care about him, but care about the rest. All right, let's see. 3. Oh, yeah. He took about 280 damage. Not bad, which is enough to kill most zombies, obviously. 4 away. Oh, that's still really good. That's about 170. That's also going to kill most zombies, and he's 4 away. Now 5 away only did 50 damage, so that's really not that good. But because most zombies, regular zombies, have about 120 to 150 hit points, it means that up to 4 away, so up to 4 away, 1, 2, 3, 4, it will actually kill zombies. So that's a huge area here that they will kill zombies. Really interesting. So coming back here to the crafting. Tin landmine, not too bad. Doesn't really require that much either, but it's really once you start coming down to the air filter, landmine, but it requires springs. It's really powerful, but it requires spring. And of course, obviously, most of the gunpowder has been used by this one compared to, let's see, the hubcap, which is only 8, requires a spring as well, though. So if you can, definitely go for the air filter. And air filter itself, it's not that bad. It's just 15 iron, so crafting them shouldn't be too bad. Personally, I think that if you want to mass produce, the cooking pot mine is probably easiest, because cooking pot you just do in the forge, nails you do in the forge, and iron obviously you just have that from mining. Gunpowder, of course, all of them require gunpowder, but it doesn't require anything else. Tin you could, but the cooking pot mine seems to be maybe slightly better. And the pressure plate mine, I think previously it did not require any duct tape, which means that it was just iron and gunpowder. But duct tape, it means that if you're going to make a couple hundred of these one, it means that you need a lot of glue, and I think it's going to be a waste. You might as well just be better off just using cooking pot mine. So let's finish up with a little bit of more. Oh, I broke something. What was that? Oh, that was the microwave. No, I broke my microwave. Okay, no, let's forget about that. So there's a few more things we're gonna look at as far as perks. So Infiltrator has a really interesting thing where for level 1 to 5, the 1 basically means that landmines trigger half a second slower, which means instead of half a second, it's 1 second. Not bad, and you take less damage. As we go down to 2, it triggers 1 second slower, take 20% less damage. 1.5 slower, 30% less damage. 2 seconds. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't say trigger. Interesting. It doesn't say that it's less, but it's at least 2 seconds slower. Maybe it's even more. But you take 50% less damage, and you can pick up landmines. And this is really powerful because you could go to the army bases and just pick everything up, and you don't have to craft them yourself. But another really good one, really good book, and this is not a perk that you can buy, but it's a book, Urban Comet, number 5. It says, landmines, train your ear for that distinct clicking sound of a landmine actuator and save your legs for another journey. Landmines won't detonate when stepped on. So if you're doing a lot of work around your base and you're having landmines, make sure you find or buy this one, because it means that you're not going to trigger them yourself. This one is really, really good. Of course, it also means that if you're in PvP, the enemy player might actually not be triggering them either. But at least the zombies will, because they don't actually sneak. So if you want to have fun with landmines, make sure you place them outside of your base. And of course, these are the hubcap mines, so they do a really nice explosion for a lot of the zombies, as you can see. But tell me below in the discussion section, does this make you want to use the landmines? And if so, which one do you prefer? Which one do you like the most? Are they good enough? Do they need a buffing? Or are they too good? Well, for me, I will definitely start using the landmines now that I know what the damage is and the blast radius. And hope you enjoyed this guide. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Boom.
Special thanks to the great patrons supporting the channel. If you would like to join the vetted community and support these videos, do follow the Patreon link.